off onto the Hamilton game. The one thing that will be noticeable for any Accies fans who have tuned into the podcast is that they're definitely going to have a new commentator.
Indeed, yes. Yep. The last one was Joby anyway. So.
It was crap, wasn't it? So, in all seriousness, Wilf, what do we expect from Sunday? Because the more and more that we win, and obviously they say winning becomes a habit, but is there any chance you see complacency in this Rangers team?
No, not at all, especially not with Europe round the corner. I think if it was a case of we didn't have Europe and we were only where we are, six wins away from the title, I'd be worried that that age-old problem of trying to get it over the line that loads of teams seem to suffer from might creep in. But because we've still got Europe to fight for, I can't see any way complacency will creep in, because we'll still be in Europe by the time we hopefully tie the league up.
Yeah, big changes for this one, Derek, squad-wise.
I don't think big changes. I think a few. I think we've got a great record at Hamilton, so we can go into the game confident. People speak about the pitch, but I don't think we've actually lost there since Gerrard's been there. I think we've won every game, but I think we'll freshen it up a little bit. I can see Davis getting that magical rest that he will keep talking about him getting. I can see Itten starting also. Maybe instead of Roof on that pitch, maybe just to keep Roof a bit more in cotton wool for as we spoke about earlier for the European game. But as I said, Wolf's bang on about the European. I think that'll keep us on our toes. There's people that are going to come in and they've got a chance to get in the squad, so they want to impress and they want to win that game in Antwerp in a couple of weeks' time. 2 weeks tonight, is it, Wolf? Yeah, 2 weeks tonight. Sorry, Martin.
Yeah, 2 weeks tonight. Yeah.
So there's only 3 or 4 games to get in that team, so I can see 3 or 4 changes. Maybe Davis coming out, as I said, Roof, and maybe Balogun coming in at the back, and one more, which I can't seem to fill out.
I think Jack will miss out for the same reason as Roof, because of that pitch. Because Jack's knees dodgy, and that pitch is never good for knees, they say. So, I think Jack might miss it.
It's amazing we can talk about not dropping, but resting these players so close to winning a league title. It just shows you how good our squad has been this year.
Yeah. I also think the next couple of games are a real opportunity to actually get some flow. We're playing against Hamilton and Kilmarnock, who, let's be honest, they've been struggling, and every time I've seen them, they've been absolutely terrible. So it actually gives us a real opportunity to, put them to the proverbial sword and get some flow to our game. And all the people that moan that we're not winning games 5 or 6-0 every week, it's a real opportunity to actually, go back and not necessarily shut them up, but actually give them that performance that they want. It's a real opportunity to do that. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting, along with, as you guys have said, resting a couple of players on that pitch.
I know, and you know what, Wilf, I've got a lot of respect for, it doesn't really matter who I respect in football terms, because I'm just a fat ex-bus driver, but I've got a lot of respect for Brian Rice in terms of the way that he sets up his teams, and a lot of respect for Hamilton with regards to how they bring through young players as well. So going to Hamilton on Sunday, it's one of those ones, if this was a Dundee United or a Ross County or a Motherwell, you're expecting 11 players behind the ball. But the good thing about going to play a team like Hamilton is you can expect him to at least attempt to attack.
Yeah, that seems to be the philosophy that Chipper's got. That's Brian Rice to you.
I understand.
Okay. I think he's one of these managers that says, well, if we're playing a bigger team of Rangers or Celtic, maybe an Aberdeen, Hibs, whatever, if we sit in everybody back behind the ball, we're probably going to lose. But if we go for it, we might win 1 out of 10. So rather than losing 10 out of 10, sitting back and it's really boring to watch, he goes for it and he'll get in. Look, last March he got his result because he came to Ibrox and beat us.
Mm-hmm.
So he seems to have the philosophy that if we go for it, we're not going to lose every time. Whereas if we sit in, we tend to lose every time. So he just gives it a go, which is very refreshing. And I think he also looks at it and goes, well, their season's not defined on games against us, because the first thing they do when they see the fixture list is go, right, no points. They'll be looking to pick up points against Kilmarnock and Motherwells and St Mirren's and Celtic and all the other cannon fodder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally agree with Wilf there. I think that Hamilton have got obviously the bottom 6 coming up in a couple of weeks, and I think that their focus will be on that, try and win the 5 games round about them. This will be a free hit for them on Sunday. You might see them actually changing some players in and out, so they can have them fresh for the next fixture, but they tend to do sometimes. They got beat 8-0 the last time we played them though, so they might have a rethink, but Brian Rice will hopefully have a go and it will really suit us and we can get the job done early.
I just don't think that Brian Rice is that type of manager. I don't think it's in his philosophy to sit deep or low block or whatever the hell it is you want to call it. Be that defensive.
Perhaps not. But I think he's tactically versatile that he could employ that should he choose to do so. It's quite interesting that I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak a bad word about Brian Rice. I think he's a genuinely good footballing guy, and I'm actually slightly amazed he's actually been at Hamilton for so long, considering the job he's done. He never really seems to be talked about when other jobs appear. Maybe he's just put his cards on the table and he said, "Look, I'm not going to leave Hamilton unless they don't want me anymore," which is great. I do fear for them this season. I think it is their turn for the drop. Having, as Derek says, as we've already beaten them at 8-0 this season, in the last game, I can't imagine he will be going open, expansive, going for it. Probably more of a cautious approach with a view to counter-attacking, but I don't think it's going to be a la Motherwell, 10 men inside the box. So, yeah, be interesting.
Yeah, so on that then, Derek, we've kind of spoke a wee bit about the changes, but so who do you expect to see in the starting lineup? I was going to go into more in-depth questions, but you know what was the point? It's Hamilton away. We should win, so who's going to start?
I expect Kamara to come back into the team. Didn't start last night, obviously, so I expect him to come in. I expect Itten to come in also, and I expect maybe Balogun to get a run out as well as a minimum. And obviously with maybe just Will said earlier, Jack maybe getting a rest as well. Now, I don't know who would come in for him there, to be honest with you. Maybe Zungu. I don't know if he totally trusts Zungu yet to start full games. But if any game you're going to start him, it would be at Hamilton on Sunday. So four changes for me, and I expect comfortable win.
Anybody disagree with that?
No.
I think we might see Scott Wright
starting. Well, if Jenk will start.
If he takes Jack out, he might start. Because, as you say, I don't think he fully trusts Zungu, so he might stick Scott Wright in the middle of the park. I don't know.
Can he play in the middle of the park?
Can Scott Wright play there? I'm not sure if he can play in that 8 position, 6 position. Can he? Not saying you're wrong, Wilf. I'm just asking.
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. I know he's a wide left.
Well, you could play Hadji in there, couldn't you? And play.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Scott Wright forward one, yeah.
Yeah, you could Scott Wright in there and put Hadji back.
Because I think long term, if we could actually teach Hadji how to play that role, he'll be immense at it.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with Hadji is that he bang smack in the middle of the park, he can get caught on the ball. Or he gives the ball away too cheaply sometimes, so you can't necessarily have him play there. But if you can teach him to play there and be disciplined to play there, he'd be a real asset, and that would put another feather in the bow. So
finally, then, predictions, and obviously we know that will also be a Rangers whatever, Hamilton 0. So I'll come to Scott first. Your prediction for Sunday and your first goal scorer.
4-0 Hamilton. 5-0 Rangers. First goal scorer, I will go with Kent. He always likes to score, doesn't he?
Derek?
I'm going to go 3-0 and I am going to go Tav penalty.
Wilf?
I'm going 3-0 as well, simply because I got a message just as we were starting to record from a friend of mine who's only just listening to the last pod that I was on because I sent it to him. And he's older than me, so there you go. There is somebody older than me. And I said, right, what's your score prediction? And he said 3-0. But he then said Roof to score twice, but Roof isn't going to play, I don't think. So we'll go I'll agree with this 3-0, and I'll take first goal scorer, Big Cedric.